Berlin. You got the mother with the baby stroller over here, and God knows what's happening over there. Whew, it is freezing out here. I decided to switch it up a little bit because it's always good to get away from the screen for a little bit. Plus, you know, why not use some natural light today instead of the circle light? Right now we're in Mauer Park in Berlin, and you could probably still kind of feel Sabrina, that big old storm that was taking over Europe over the weekend, because it is howling here. And it kind of reminds me, you know, if we were in Florida right now, I bet you my dad would want to be going kite surfing and trying to drag us along with him, which we would probably do because it is good fun. But we're not in Florida right now, and it is freezing. My hands are just like frozen right now. And I think the reason it's so cold is because it's just the pure wind chill. It's just really, really windy. Woo! I only have this really thin jacket on and my sweater. Holy moly. It's actually a really cool little amphitheater right here. In the summertime, they always do karaoke, live karaoke here, and it's really good fun. It's actually quite a big attraction. You wouldn't believe it, I swear. I didn't believe it either until I saw it for the first time. Anyway, it was super good fun trading today. We did, about an hour live stream, maybe a little bit longer. And it's kind of fun to leave him kind of rolling for a little bit. We find some really good opportunities together. And I'm also getting just way more comfortable live streaming while I'm trading. At first, it was really it kind of felt like somebody was looking over your shoulder. Now, sometimes I totally forget I'm live streaming until I read the comments section, and I'm like, oh God, you know, you guys are totally commenting on what I'm doing right now, or, you know, you want me to check out a stock. So it's always good to be checking that because you guys have some really, really good picks sometimes. So I'm going to do a little bit more of a walk, enjoy the fresh air, and then we're going to be talking about 2 stocks that I traded today, and I don't know, maybe some other tickers that I find kind of interesting. It should be a fairly quick review though. I can't believe it's already Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'm going to be wrapping up the trading week soon. But it's been a really good fun week. I've just been enjoying every day, taking it a little bit slower and really focusing on, you know, that what's the most obvious gapper each and every single day. And that's really what I'm putting all my attention at. And then I like to have, you know, a runner up. And then, you know, you can always adjust it after the opening bell, but, you know, looking for that one top gapper that is super obvious and you think that everyone else is going to be looking at, making that adjustment alone has definitely allowed me to be a bit more relaxed, because now the market would open, it would, you know, ding ding ding, the market would open, and I would be like, oh man, what do I trade, right? But now just having that one top stock in my mind, knowing exactly what my ideal entry, what my ideal exit would be, what my share size would be, and everything is kind of ready to go. I just need to press buy. Makes me feel a lot more comfortable. Man, I don't think this walk is going to be too long because it is freezing out here. Whew, it's good to be back indoors. So, welcome back, guys. Let's check out the charts. And one little note I had that I definitely don't want to forget to say is it kind of hit me just a little bit late that, you know, looking through the dollar volume today, it's a pretty light day. I mean, AIM, one of the biggest movers today, $36 million volume. That's really not that much. WLL, which we were not watching at all, has the biggest dollar volume at 57 million, but it's pulling back 43%. This thing is absolutely getting demolished. We weren't looking at it. We weren't trading it. Not really what we wanted to be doing. Although I must say, let's quickly give it a quick gander because my God, 43%. What is happening with this thing? This thing is just absolutely falling off a cliff right now. Huge selling volume. This thing could rebound at any moment. Who knows why it's falling? I'm not going to be trading it, but still, just kind of watching this is kind of good fun. I mean, I'm about to just grab a bag of popcorn and just continue watching that. Look at that order book just absolutely getting destroyed. I wonder if we can catch the turnaround here. I wouldn't be surprised if the turnaround happened at any moment. But then again, you know, what if you thought that here and then you're still holding this? Let's see. Oh my God, 1.8, massive support. Boom! Did you guys just see that? That was such a quick little pop right there. There's a good chance that if you trade this, you might get a nice. Oh, I think that was just the pop. Yep, that was it. And you know what? When a whole look at that support coming. Look at that volume coming in there. When a critical area gets broken at like $2 and it doesn't keep on breaking that area quickly, that's how you know it's a good entry and a potential pivot. And so for example, like, you know, we break $2, and a lot of times $2 is a whole number, right? Well, it's always a whole number, but a lot of times those whole numbers act as a nice reversal spot. So when $2 breaks, but the selling volume is weak right here, that's a great time for a potential reversal. And you can kind of see that's what's happening. Oh, wow, we should have traded that. That would have been a 15% profit just right there alone. I'd probably be tempted to hold this just a little bit longer. This thing could really keep bouncing. This could be like a 30% profit right here. Holy moly. Yeah, even if it just goes back to the 15-minute EMA, which I think there's a good chance it will do. Yeah, just the bounce potential on this, huge buying volume on this. I probably should have just traded it, honestly. I obviously don't want to be trading after afternoons, or it's not even afternoon yet. It's like what, 9? No, it's 11:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This thing was just halted. Oh my god. By the end of this recap video, we're going to see what happens to WLL, because whoa, it is just getting absolutely ripped. Yeah, really just good fun watching that. Oh, we should have traded it. I had about $800 left today, so we could have actually done it. Okay, let's go back to AIM. Let's focus here for a second. So, you know, AIM was one of our top gappers today, and it was also the top gapper from the day before. And the day before, you know, we had a nice little gap up here, and, you know, 100%, but then it pulled back, found some big support at $1. But, you know, really that opening bell, it just, there was so much sell volume, and we had a quick little trade on this one, little, you know, 3% trade. And then today, you know, big bounce off the $1 area, and this was a nice move, about 50% move here to the upside. Out of the gates, I wasn't really watching this one. I was a little bit more focused on DTSS. We're going to talk about that one next. And this would have been the red to green move. This really would have been it. Right here, just big selling volume, and then just boom, pop to the upside. And the selling volume was fading. We had a little double bottom here at 1.25, a lot of support from the past in this area. This would have been a really good trade. I'm a little disappointed that we missed this one. This one just screams something that I would be trading, but again, I was focused on DTSS. Yeah, so after we missed this 20% move to the upside, which I honestly could just cry about, we pulled back to 1.4. And on the live stream, I said this will probably bounce off of 1.4 because 1.4 was a former resistance zone, and we did not break out of it. And it's also a long-term resistance zone and support zone. So when you break out of that and you run up 10%, and then you pull back to that area, it's going to be a clear retest. I was a little bit more cautious. I had a limit order at 1.36 and then 1.35. We just didn't get a break to that area. But this could have been a nice little 5, 6, 7% trade. Didn't trade it. I was really waiting all day for this one to pull back past this 1.36 area. And then we had it on this candle. I didn't get aggressive yet. And then we had one more pullback. Boom. We had almost a near perfect entry, and then just a little bit later, near perfect exit. But still, that almost never happens. Near perfect entry, near perfect exit. It's rare, right? So this whole move was only about 4%. So we got basically as much out of that one as possible. And it's just really risky. So I don't know. I'm pretty happy about it because it was just, you know, a nice trade. It was very quick. It was near the end of the stream. I didn't really want to be trading too much longer, but it was just, you know, it wasn't really that nice breakout trade that I wanted. And, but I'm not complaining. I'll be happy any day that we have a green trade. It just, you got to watch out with these support line bounces. And honestly, this thing, it was just very kind of sketchy in this area. A lot of big resistance to the upside. And that's why I was so careful with trading it. And that's why I didn't really get aggressive trying to trade any of the breakouts from the ascending kind of, I don't know, triangle or kind of this kind of channel right here. I didn't really feel comfortable, you know, here when we were breaking to the upside right here. I could have entered this. We were watching this whole thing live. I mean, this could have been a 7, 8% trade. I should have definitely gotten a little bit more aggressive, but I don't know. I knew there was big resistance above, and I didn't really feel it. I know yesterday this thing had a hard time breaking out. So again, I was like, you know what? Fingers off the trigger for me on this one. I'm just going to kind of let it go. And I guess it was fine. I mean, now it's kind of pulling up again, and this second dip here would have probably been a really nice trade as well. But you know, I don't really want to be trading past 10:30. You know, maybe trading up to 11 tops, but I was already getting a little bit delirious on the live stream. I mean, mind you, I'm in Europe right now, so my time zone is 6 hours ahead of New York time, or you know, Eastern Standard Time zone. So I'm already a little delirious at this. You know, I've been up. I've already had like a full work day by the time the market opens. So I don't really want to be trading too much longer. Okay, so it looks like WLL opened back up. Let's quickly check out how this one's rebounding. Man, oh man, yep. Up, oh man. So really cool that we were able to watch this live. Wow, you know, there's a really good chance we would have got that dip. It's almost pure just chance that we saw it at the right time, but really, really cool. You just got to be careful. You know, if this bounce happens and you think this is the winner, boom, before you know it, you're down like 10%, 15%, and then you know, think there are reversals here, and it just keeps on going. So you really got to watch out with these. But if you understand, and this is why I always say, if the bounce is weak, you want to get out of there, because there's a good chance that it's going to continue dipping. You know, this bounce right here was not weak. So if you entered at like 1.83 or something like that, or 1.84, and instantly you have a big rip to the upside right here, you know that you can probably hold it just a little bit longer, because clearly there's some big momentum behind it. So yeah, really cool move right here. This would have been a freaking super fun trade. 25%, we probably could have squeezed out of it. You know what? That's the dangerous thing about looking at the market, or yeah, looking at the market after you're done trading, because you just see stuff like this all the time. And, you know, there's some great opportunities, but there's also a lot of mistakes to be made. So, you know, it's fine. I definitely don't regret this at all. I mean, it's just so nice to not have to worry about trading, just focus on trading in the morning. I think the peace of mind that I get with not trading in the afternoon far outweighs any sort of, you know, profits that I could probably make. Yeah, I think that's just like opportunity cost, and like a very kind of like mental opportunity cost in a way, like mental fatigue. So let's talk about DTSS. I know a lot of you guys in the chat room were really stoked about DTSS, and I was too. This thing was absolutely killing it. 66 million market cap, and you know, a nice amount of shares outstanding, only 20 million. I think the float was even less than that. Big breakout here. It was also a former gapper, so a lot of good excitement on that as well. So you can see here we've had many multiple, you know, gap attempts. There was a lot of big resistance at 6, and I think there was even some warrants out at 6. We were talking about it on the live stream. So kind of sketchy at the same time. And I knew around $4 big resistance as well, and we kind of were getting really close to that area and totally pulled back. So in the morning, pre-market, this thing was gapping up about 30%, not too much. So I was kind of thinking, okay, well, it's not really overextended. Let's see what happens. And boom, market opens, and this thing just absolutely rips to the upside. Gets rejected at that 4 level, so it kind of has a clear double top, and then starts pulling back really aggressively. And when this thing starts pulling back, I was like, okay, well, you know, that pullback was quite absurd. And I was watching it as it was pulling back here, and buyers were coming in, and then I just, you know, I went ahead. I think I bought on the ask. I'm not totally sure. I don't remember. I think I just placed that limit order at 19, and then I just kind of waited a little bit, and I think then we got an execution. I would have to rewatch the video, but that was a near perfect entry, which again, today was really lucky. You know, you don't always get these near perfect entries and exits. The exit though wasn't that great. I mean, it was pretty whatever. 32, so only a quick little bounce in here, and we probably could have done much better. It just happened really fast. That's why I got out also really fast. I was so happy to be out of this trade. I was like, whoa, that was just all over the place. You know, this thing could have just kept on going back to, you know, 2.9 or something. So this crash could have just continued. So I was really happy to take my profits on this. Big resistance at 3.3, and then kind of just, you know, sells off all day. Although every time it hits 3.03 in this area, it just was always rebounding. So could have been a lot of nice trades. I know, again, a lot of you guys were trading it, but yeah, could have been good. I mean, there's really no reason I didn't maybe enter the trade right here as we had another dip. 311 could have been a nice little bounce trade. Overall, just kind of all pullbacks though, and I was really looking for something, you know, breaking out, maybe forming some sort of bull flag, something ready to move higher, and I just wasn't really seeing that, and that's kind of what I wanted to be focusing on. Not to mention the fact that all the volume happened on the first and second candle, and it was all red volume, kind of made me a little bit like, do I really want to trade this? Like, it's just pulling back, and not to mention, it doesn't have a lot of dollar volume, so who knows. Does have some news though, so they're involved with building out systems in Chinese schools to help against the coronavirus. So I mean, good catalyst, but yeah, some hardware solutions, software solutions. Just, I don't know, the momentum wasn't there, the attention wasn't there, and this thing just kind of started, selling off. Now it really did kind of form a little bit of a base though, and maybe it will continue to run, but I don't know. Maybe we'll trade it tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So I know we were looking at NE as well today on the live stream, and I just couldn't really get myself to trade this one. And we were looking at it on this whole run up here, but then also on the pullback. And I was thinking, maybe I want to trade it around 1.03 or something like that. But the fact that it just didn't have that much volume, plus the fact that it wasn't really a small cap, it was getting close to a mid cap with a massive amount of shares outstanding. That all that stuff made me not really want to trade it. It did have some news that it had, I think let me quickly check again. I thought it was like a deal or something like that on exploration. No, okay, it was up on earnings. What was I reading before? Agreement, drilling services right here. So yeah, they had a drilling service agreement with Exxon. I mean, that's good. Usually when you see a, contract winner with a large company, I don't know, it's usually really good news. And this thing did gap up a little bit here, 12%, and then it continues to run 33%. So, I mean, I guess there was movement, but it just, I don't know, it didn't have that much dollar volume behind it. And I don't know, I couldn't really get myself to trade it for some reason. And I think that's probably why. So big resistance at 1.5. So definitely had room to run. But again, I don't know, the volume really just wasn't there for that. So yeah, I think the volume part really kind of put me on edge. Not to mention just the size. It's not that small cap with a small float that I'm typically looking to trade. I do want to point out one quick second, REXN. This is the one that also had a bit of a red to green move on, what was that, Tuesday. And I was so upset that we missed this one because, the market opens. And this was our runner up, right? It was our second best gap and go stock that I wanted to trade. And this is yesterday, so this is Tuesday now. Market pulls back, this thing holds for about 30 minutes here and then just rips 25%. I'm like, what? This one was super on our watch list. How did I miss that? And guess what happens today? Just watch this. Pre-market, nothing really too interesting, pulls back to some critical support. You can see that on the daily here at 1.9, huge support, pulls back, guess what? You guys are gonna just yell because this is so ridiculous. All the way here to like 10 o'clock, and then guess what? Rips up again. Not that much, 15%, but one of those trades that, you could really see coming in ahead of time. But again, I was just not looking at REXN at all. So we missed that one. And, before we wrap this up, let's just quickly look at WLL one more time, just to, tease myself a little bit. Oh man, what? Why did we not trade this? Okay, sometimes if I see a crash like this and I see a reversal opportunity like this, you know what? I'm just going to trade that because that was too good. This was so obvious. I don't think I would have held 33%. It just got halted again. There's no way I would have held this whole time. I definitely would have maybe sold here for 10% profit, but there's a really good chance I would have waited for us to come back to the 15-minute EMA because a lot of these things that just absolutely get crushed, I mean, this thing pulled back 50%. So, bouncing 30% isn't really that surprising. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would have held at 30%, but me holding all the way up to this, 15-minute EMA probably would have been fairly realistic, especially because there's a shoulder here, and I love those areas. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. Gotta love stocks. Gotta love the market. I mean, it's I can't wait to trade tomorrow. But again, we got to be very cautious, let the trades come to us. We don't want to get on the wrong side of a trade, and let's just, hope some more volume comes into the market because that's really what I've been waiting for. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. It was super good fun trading with you guys. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to leave a like. And if you are new here, definitely consider subscribing. I would love to have you join the channel. And yeah, that's everything for now. Till tomorrow, guys, stay safe. And like always, make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.